those of you who really have the stomach for it but do not allow your children to watch it, of the Donald Trump roast by Comedy Central. I believe it was a week or two ago. I told you I came across, and then as soon as I heard about 15 seconds of it, I just got rid of it. It was vile. And he's sitting there throughout the whole thing smiling and smirking. He must have known what this was about, and the F-word's flying and worse. I mean, it's just disgusting. And he's smiling the whole time. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, it's time to be cerebral, not emotional. None of this cult of personality crap. That's not who we are. I've laid out the case already, and I'm going to lay out more. 1999, the man joined the Independence Party in New York, which was the Reform Party. Mark, that was 1999. I got stuff 1999, 2003, 2005, 2010, where he's giving money to left-wing politicians, calling Tea Party activists teabagger. He's funding them. Well, he changed like Reagan. Reagan? He changed like Reagan. When Reagan switched from Democrat to Republican, he gave speeches about conservatism. He joined conservative candidates. He wrote about conservatism. He did commercials for conservatism. The year before Reagan decided to run for governor, he wasn't contributing to left-wing nutjob candidates. The year before he decided to run for president the first time, he didn't do it either, or the second or the third time. No, afraid not. That one's not flying. Mark, I'm never listening to you again. Well, don't take it personally. I mean, this is what I do. So I was the first to challenge this man. I don't know who else is going to challenge him. Don't throw me in with the rest of them. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what most of their comments are unless I come across them as I'm prepping for this show. I coordinate nothing, particularly with some of them who I can't stand myself out there, who are also trashing conservatives, because obviously they're either backing Huckabee or Romney or one of the other backbenchers. Or one of the others. So my motivation, always my motivation, is to advance the cause and to talk about principles and to do it in an interesting way. I have no ulterior motives. I don't have an agenda other than that. These other guys, I don't know who's paying them. I don't know what the hell Rove's up to. He doesn't matter to me. Big mouth. Bush, great. Bush, great. Bush, great. Everybody else sucks. Everybody else sucks. I got it. Fine. Great commentary. Now, back to Trump. Do we support the Paul Ryan budget or not? All Republicans but 4 in the House voted for it. Some believed it wasn't conservative enough. Well, I can tell you this. If that's not the baseline of our case, ladies and gentlemen, the country's gone. The country's gone. When he talks about Medicare, Ryan, what is he saying? He's saying exactly what needs to be said. Those of you on Medicare, those of you who are soon to be on Medicare, you don't have to listen anymore. You're untouched. You like the program? You're going to get the program. Those of you who are 20, 30, 40, 50, we got to work with you. And what we're suggesting is a program not unlike members of Congress and federal bureaucrats get. All of a sudden, that was the Cadillac example. Remember now it's, oh my God, they're going to be thrown into the streets. Are you kidding me? I don't have what members of Congress have. I don't have what bureaucrats get. It's still a Cadillac system, but it's not enough for those who want to steal your liberty and your private property. It's not enough for those who want to drag down the entire system and collapse it. It'll never be enough for them. So they don't matter. But will our new conservative hero, our new Tea Party leader, Donald Trump, will he have the guts to defend the Paul Ryan budget at a minimum? Or will he not? Let's listen. He's being interviewed here by Savannah Guthrie. I always listen to people who are named after cities. Savannah Guthrie. What is this? The Today Show this morning. Cut 19, go.
Do you support the Ryan plan to bring the deficit down by $4 trillion?
I'm very concerned about doing anything that's going to tinker too much with Medicare. I protect the senior citizens. Senior citizens are protected. They're lifeblood as far as I'm concerned. I think Paul Ryan is too far out front with this issue. I think he ought to sit back and relax.
So how do you attack the deficit if you don't touch Medicare? The entitlements, as you well know, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, that's where the debt problem is. How do you address it if you're not going to touch Medicare?
You know how you do it? By stopping what's going on in the world. The world is just destroying our country. These other countries are sapping our strength. OPEC is sapping our strength. We can't pay $108 a barrel oil. It's sapping our country.
What the hell does that have to do with Medicare? Does this guy sound stupid or what? Oh, Mark. No. This is preposterous. We can talk about OPEC and China and all the rest of it. She asked you about Medicare. Medicare is not spelled C-H-I-N-A or O-P-E-C. Medicare. So Ryan ought to sit back and relax. Sit back and relax? Sit back and relax? When we have a $14 trillion debt and skyrocketing? When Medicare is going to collapse, Mr. Businessman? And the chief actuary of Medicare says something damn well better be done. Mr. Businessman, sit back and relax. You want to talk about a barrel of oil in China all the time? We can talk about that. Can you chew and gum and walk at the same time? Apparently not. Apparently all your supporters are going to give you a pass on every damn thing you've ever said or done. But not me, because you sound stupid. But Mark, here's the line. But Mark, he's doing what the others aren't. He's taking it to Obama. Really? Sounds like here he's taking it to Paul Ryan. Does it not? Let me ask you another question. What do you think happens when we put a 25% tariff on all goods from China coming into this country? What do you think China's going to do? Anybody? What do they have, $1 trillion of ours? 25% tariff. Think they'll punish our companies? And you think China's going to sit by itself? You think it's going to contact some of its other allies and tell them to punish us too? Anybody familiar really with the Great Depression and what happened? The tariff wars that took place, the great Herbert Hoover, another great businessman, Herbert Hoover. Now we have another great businessman, Donald Trump. Maybe he's taken a playbook from Herbert Hoover. Sounds like a really big government guy to me. I know he wants to talk about China and the birth certificate. Great, talk about it. What about Medicare? Paul Ryan, sit down and shut up. That's his answer. That's not an answer. The man does not have a well-thought-out philosophy. He does not have serious, substantive principles. He's figured out the hot-button issues, and he's going to keep pressing them. Look, I like a lot of what he says, too. That's not the point. I imagine him sitting in the White House. Medicare is an issue, and he's telling the handful of Republican leaders in the House that are standing up trying to do something to shut up and sit down. I can see it. Oh, I can see it. Have you ever, if you're a conservative, have you ever flirted with single-payer health care, Canadian style? Would that ever even enter your mind to support that? Has it ever? Well, it did with him. What's he thinking? Doesn't work. Mr. Businessman, you are a businessman, right? You keep telling us how rich you are, right? Well, maybe you're good at building buildings, but we're trying to save our society. You think the Canadian single-payer plan? No, times are different now. Well, how different? Was never a good idea. By the way, Mr. Trump, there are men who are worth more than you, 10 times worth more than you, who disagree with you. So based on your way of looking at things, the Koch brothers, among others, you should be listening to them. Or, conversely, if I follow your logic, Bill Gates ought to be president of the United States, because he's worth 10 times what you are, too. And yet, when it comes to economics and government, he's an airhead, just like you. Mark, he's right. I agree with him exactly. And you would. Those of you who you just airbrush everything. It's amazing to me. Stunning to me, as a matter of fact. I remember this all during the Ross Perot thing, too. I wasn't on the radio, but I had a number of my friends. Mark, he's the real deal. Mark, he's the real deal. Really? And he brought us Bill Clinton. He wasn't the real deal. And by the way, I like Ross Perot more than I like Donald Trump. Oh, by the way, Mr. Trump, you attacked Romney, and I'm not a Romney guy either, but you attacked him because you said you're richer than he is. I don't think any of Romney's companies or Romney himself ever declared bankruptcy. How about you? I'm just playing the Donald back to Donald, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing personal, no personal animus. But there are always going to be some pseudo-conservatives, some Republicans who get caught up in the cult of personality. Here's a guy trash-mouthing Obama, and that's good enough. Yes! But I'm thinking, okay, now if he becomes president, then what? What's he going to do? Who's he going to appoint to the Supreme Court? Well, I'm a conservative. How do I know that? Because he says so. Well, he said a lot of things. Then when you pull up the record, well, that was 05. That was 99. That was last year. different. George Bush was evil and should have been impeached. Now, do you believe that, ladies and gentlemen, even if you disagree with him? Not the drones. I'm talking about Republicans and conservatives. Even if you disagree with George Bush, no, he wasn't evil, nor should he have been impeached. He was busy kissing Nancy Pelosi's ass. He didn't know she was a left-wing nutjob from San Francisco. The man's in his 60s. He was in his 50s. It's a pretty damn big learning curve, don't you think? Yeah, but the people want a guy like... No, they don't. And no, they won't. I want to win this election. I want to give it our best shot. A solid conservative. How could we have 2 years of the Tea Party movement, more than 2 years? People organizing, people raising money, people rallying. Trump wasn't anywhere. Well, that's wrong. He was giving money to Schumer and Weiner and Reid. Reid. Well, now it's different. Now I hate them. Oh, okay. And I get well, who do you support? I've told you people I like over and over again, but I'm going to let it play out. But that doesn't mean I'm going to sit here quietly and watch. By the way, this Huckabee has really demonstrated what he is, too. He's a rhino. It's what he is. He's a rhino. He was a rhino when he was governor, and he's a rhino now. There, I said it. Live with it. Who do you like? I like a lot of them. Some of them in, some of them out. I like Rubio. I like Jindal. I like Santorum. I like Bachmann. I like Palin. I can't remember all of them. There's others that I like a lot, too. And when the time comes, we'll see how it goes. It is funny how if you dare to criticize Trump, and I don't just mean fly off, I mean use the facts, how it's not a lot of people, but it is a small minority of people, just go nuts. No, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a Jewish mongrel. So you Trump supporters out there, you need to calm down a little bit.